Alright guys, what we are going to do today, finally got a little jacket weather. Got a pretty good north wind today, a little front came through. And we've showed y'all several episodes of hiding from the wind, staying close to home. Up in the canal, man-made canals, fishing them jerk baits. Today we're going to take a little ride and we're going to hide in the West and East Pearl River system. That's where we're going to start off. And we're ducking off in some tight ditches. They got grass on the banks, and I'm popping the matrix float right there. And I'm using the X-Shad, got it on a screw lock golden eye jig head. I'm gonna pop some corks. We're gonna sight fish some reds. We're just gonna stay out the wind. It's a beautiful day, and show you how pretty this river is. Now we may get out of the river today and do some other stuff, but right now we're fishing the beautiful Pearl River. Whenever you fish in a marsh like this, oh, there he was. You just want to focus on, you're going to pick a spot. 3 ways are real good. You see we got a bayou to the right, a bayou to the left, and the bayou that we're in. Focus on that. That's very good, as you get a lot more current there. Fish like to congregate whenever there's bayous connecting to one another. Another good place is in the hard bends, hard turns. You'll get a little bit deeper water there. A little bit more current also, and fish like that. And if you pull up to a 3-way like the one we're on and you just catching them one after the other and then they quit, you know there's a lot of fish in the area. So then just simply go down the bayou and cover some water and see what you can do. But if you're going to the premier looking areas and only catching 1 or 2, you could probably eliminate what I would call the boring parts of the bayou and just focus on the good stuff. And then this one has some nice grass. That's always a good combination too. And what I like to do when I'm back here is, you know, I'll pop corks, or you can work a little 1/4 ounce jig head with a matrix in the main little ditches and bayous that have anywhere from 3 to 7 foot of water. And then, you know, when you get done with a ditch and it goes into a flatty duck pond, I'll just switch to the crawfish, get up on this stand right here, and I'll start looking for redfish. And then cross the pond, wiggle around the pond, or if it goes to another ditch, I'll pick up my cork pole again and do it all over again. And typically, you'll get the trout in the ditches and the redfish in the duck ponds. And sometimes the reds will gang up in these ditches, especially when the water's kind of low and they want to get out those duck ponds. But going way back in the marsh is always a great thing to do in the fall. And I like to do it right before duck season. That way when the duck hunters start, you kind of want to get out of here and let them have it, because they take over the marsh and it's not really a good idea to try to come back in the marsh when people are trying to make a hunt. What we that pretty golden one. Hold on, Simba, he's nice and pretty, bro. You gotta take all of his scales off before I even touch him. I love sight fishing this time of year. The water gets so gin clear, these redfish get totally golden. And what you want to do, you know, you come in a little creek, like I said before, and you're catching some trout on a popping cork, and then you just push back off the creek. You start seeing stingrays and such. You in the right area. Put on that crawfish. This is our swirl patterns. We got a couple different swirl patterns. And what they do on that, it's a double laminate, but we pull the slide out on that so there's never two exact matches of every lure. Each lure is different, and there's no way to get it at like an exact color pattern. They look really cool when they come out. That's the Chinese bandit, the Zulu. We got a couple of them like that, and the redfish absolutely love those swirl pattern matrix craws. All right, so when you're up here, when you're up in the river, one way to see what the wind's doing, we look at them smokestacks out in the distance. That's over there by Port Bienville. The river is one of my favorite places to fish. It's just beautiful out here. When we see a lot of wildlife in the marsh, you know, like raccoons or pigs crossing, your deer. A lot of times we're in the Pearl River system because they got good hard tree lines. It's a little bit different marsh to just like your more low-line wet marsh off of, you know, Lake Bourne area. Two of them ready? Three of them. Oh, we got two. There's one there, the one I got on. Madness. Madness. Get on up here. That was awesome. That was awesome. Wasn't that cool, Simba? You even got to watch him. You got to watch him bite that lure like you're biting him, huh? Yeah. Look at the scales. Simba just destroys them. That's Simba brushing his teeth for y'all. Now that was an eat. There was two or three of them there. As you saw, that one crushed it. His little buddy. If I had another pole, I could have put this rod between my legs. If the cameraman could do two things at once, that would have been an easy double up. Pretty awesome right there. Hard not to sight fish on bluebird days like this. And just keep it rolling. There he is. Got him. These fish are lighting up. Like they look like stop signs in the water today, baby. And we got Simba coming in hot. Whoa! Matrix rod and Matrix dog. You guys ever need somebody to scale your fish for you? 1-800-SIMBA. He'll do it cheap. I'm trying to get you a job, Simba. I'm trying to get you a job, dude. Whew. Got a lot of scales knocked off in 5 seconds. If you saw that cast, what you want to do when you see that fish floating, if you got to throw right on his nose, it's got to be dead quiet. A safer cast is throw past him, rail it to him. I like to get them craws flapping. That way he'll hear it, it'll catch his attention. And as soon as you see that fish, his attention focus on that crab, you can do one of two things. The safer way to catch a fish is just kill it, kind of like I did this one. Or you could do the fit like I did the fish before. Keep it high like a topwater bait and watch him just explode on it just for the entertainment purposes. Fish on, baby. Now the red, it feels like. got out of we came to the end of the shallow flats, got back in where it started getting deep. So I picked up the cork, started popping it. We got a 3-way coming up right here. I just told the cameraman, hey, I saw something pop on the bank there. Why don't you zoom in on the cork? Sure enough, through right where I saw the little disturbance in the water, popped that cork, and under she went with another beautiful grilling size redfish. Another redfish, baby. So they're not all in the shallows. Came to another 3-way right here. Put the crawfish pole down. Picked up the popping cork pole. Pop-a-roo, baby. Look how orange that fish is, y'all. From top to bottom. Completely orange. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end it on this one. Popping corks in the 3-ways. Got the Matrix X shad. And sight fishing between the 3-ways. So when you're way back here off of the West Pearl and East Pearl, you go from duck pond to duck pond, and the duck ponds are connected by little skinny ditches. And go ahead and get your Matrix float ready. When you're in the ditch, pop the cork. You're gonna catch trout and reds like this right here. And then when you're going from ditch to ditch and you get in the shallow flats where you can see the bottom, put that Matrix crawl on and get to town. Subscribe to the monthly bait box. We'll be giving away either some floats, definitely some X shads that we had underneath the popping cork today. And we'll be giving away probably the Zulu crawfish, as that's a swirl pattern that we discussed that just came back in stock. And just a really fun day off of the West Pearl River right here. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, guys. And this like mid-fall going into the winter, while it's still a little warm, before that river gets high from winter rains, this is one of the best times to fish that river. Fish it when the Pearl River is at its lowest, is when these beautiful saltwater fish push up way back in the river. You can catch them all the way up to the Highway 90 bridge. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and subscribe to the channel, guys. Until next time, good fishing.